The movie Coco was really good. Sentimental watch. Especially if you like lost someone close to you. I saw it at the in-laws' house. Shout out to the roomie Raul and Julie. And if I'm not mistaken, Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias, is one of the voices in the movie. Or I thought I knew that he was going to be in that movie, but I couldn't figure out what character he played. And I don't remember if I tried looking it up or not. But if I did, I couldn't find him. I couldn't find like which character it was. So if anybody knows, hit me up and let me know. But I should just look it up again, right? Or actually look it up. But the movie was cool. It's based on Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, which is a Mexican. I don't know if it's only Mexican, but it's like a Latin American. I know it to be Mexican, but I don't know if it's like spreads to the other like Latin American countries in South America. It's a holiday of sorts, which I always thought was like the same as like Halloween type of thing. It's similar, but it's not the same thing. And the movie describes it as Dia de los Muertos is when families make an event out of, going to visit their relatives that have passed and like to their graves, and they have like shrines of the people that have passed, and which as far as I know, it's not a Caribbean thing or a Dominican thing, but Dominicans also do that. Like they put like pictures, especially like older school Dominicans, like my parents, for example, is like any and every relative that has like passed, they have like this wall just filled with like their photos and like little candles and stuff like that, like as a remembrance type of thing. And in the movie they describe it as that, but also like the family getting together, I guess, and it's kind of like you get a sense of like honoring and visiting your ancestors and people that have passed on. But they show the movie from the perspective of those that have already passed, and how this is what I found like the most interesting about the story, is that the people that have passed, like the spirits that have died already, that is the day, Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, that's the day that they're allowed to pass over from the spirit world and actually mingle amongst their families that they haven't seen since they died, or since the last year, Day of the Dead, because they're in like their realm, but they get to cross this like golden orangey bridge into our world, and even though we can't see them, they can be around us and mingle and see us and see how much we've grown and changed and stuff like that. Now, what I found really interesting is that the act of the people that are still living, of like putting pictures up and remembering them and telling stories about their parents and grandparents and siblings and people, lost loved ones, that is what keeps the spirits in the spirit world alive. And as long as somebody keeps your memory alive, you're able to like come back and visit and see them, and in a sense be with them. But after your memory is lost as the generations pass, then you start dwindling as a spirit until there's nobody left in the real world to remember you, and then you pass on from the spirit world to the unknown. So in essence, you die in the spirit world once the memory of you is forgotten in the real world. So I thought that whole like concept was pretty interesting, and that's what resonated most with me and what I like most about the movie. It was a pretty cool concept. Spoiler alert like a motherfucker on that one.